His voice is so good. Hi, it's Sky. I just reacted to the premiere of the video for J-Hope's Arson, and I'm also going to go ahead and find the songs on Jack in the Box, the other songs that I have not listened to before, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my initial reactions. Now, unfortunately, none of the songs, I can't see lyrics for the original songs so soon after that it's coming out that I don't think I can find versions that have lyrics. But I will go ahead and react at least to the music. Let's see what we can find here. I will react to whatever I can with lyrics because I do prefer to have the whole experience of a song to understand the melody of it, but also then understand the actual subject matter. Let's see what I can do. I don't see a version of the intro yet with lyrics, but I don't know, maybe the intro doesn't even have lyrics. Let's see. Come on. Alright, so here is the intro for Jack in the Box.
What Zeus had kept inside the box broke loose from their confinement.
Pandora's
All
box
that was foul was now unleashed upon the world. Outfluttered a small, bright, most beautiful creature she had ever seen. It flapped its delicate wings as it danced around Pandora, lightly brushing against her shoulder. Of the box.
Cute how Hope dances.
It trailed behind the miasma of darkness, assuaging their ill effects on humankind. Hope gave people the will to carry on living amidst pain and strife.
Oh, okay, that's where it ends. Wow. I really like that because, so I've always thought that Hobie's metaphor, him using the Pandora's box metaphor to mention the type of hope that he represents, is kind of a chaotic thing, isn't it? Like, to say that you want to be something like a piece of peace is, well, it's peaceful. It's simply very sweet. However, for the Pandora's box metaphor, you talk about a box that literally unleashes all of the problems that the world suffers from. All of it. All of the chaos, all of the strife, all of that is what comes out of the box first. And then there's hope. It's still positive, but like, it's so chaotic. And I really like that. And I always thought, you know, like, that there's more to it, you know? Let's see about the next song, Pandora's Box. Very fitting. Let's try, guys. Let's see if there's a lyric version out there. I feel like YouTube is a little bit broken at the moment because everything's loading very, very slow. Okay, I found a version with lyrics, and I don't like relying on these color-coded lyric videos. I just want to say, I know that they are not always, and more often than not, are not completely accurate, but unfortunately this soon after a release, there's not much more to go off of. It'll at least give me the gist of what's being talked about in most cases. There are some where it's been extremely wrong, and nothing comes across well. But usually it can at least give you a base understanding. Alright, here we go with Pandora's Box. Ooh. Oh, I like it. Tense. Wow. I like how dark it sounds. It reminds me very much of, this reminds me very much of Linkin Park's beats. I know a lot of people were saying that about more, but no, I don't think so. Yeah. His voice is so good. Yeah. Wow, I really like it. I wish that was subbed too, because there's clearly more speech going on there, but okay. Wow. Okay, so I really liked that. I liked the beat, which reminded me a lot of, like I said, like Linkin Park beats, but at the same time also, it felt very creepy at times, like horror movie-ish, like, and then at the same time, sad? And it goes to what he's saying, this idea of, like, so he actually referenced ego. You know, he was talking about someone's smile, someone's hope, someone's life, or that it reminds me of ego. I shouldn't say it references ego. It might not be an actual reference to ego, but it sounded very similar to that. But it talks about the pressure that he was under, because he's in charge of all of this. He's in charge of making people happy, of keeping hope up. It's so exhausting. And I talked about that in the arson video, but also, like, it's always rewarding to be able to lift someone up. But at the same time, it takes away from you. You only have so much energy as a person. And then to be in charge of keeping an entire community happy and just, I can't imagine how tiring, how rewarding and fulfilling and awesome, but also, like, just how much pressure that must be. Yeah, I'm really glad that he's, like, being honest about this. And also, for some reason, I didn't even think about, like, I thought about the idea of a Jack-in-the-Box, like, popping up and surprising you, and also, like, breaking out of the box, but for some reason, I didn't connect Hope was also in a box, Pandora's box, it pops out of the box, like Jack popping out of the box. I don't know why I didn't connect those things. That was good. And also the idea of the frog in the well, and that the Jack in the box is like the frog to the well, meaning that the frog has to leave the well to realize that the world is so much bigger, because for the frog that only lives in the well, all it knows is the well. The well is its world, and it's only when it comes out that it realizes that the world is so much bigger, and it comes with so much pleasure, so much danger, so much just everything. And he wants that. He wants to experience that. So he has to break out of the previous mold that he created to be able to see everything. That's really cool. He's just so good with metaphor and, like, yeah. I love that he is a book guy. Like, he's very clearly into literature. I know his father was a literature professor. I don't know if he still is. And because of that, he was always encouraged to, like, be really into reading, and it shows, because he has a lot of literary references in, like, every song that he does. And again, just his use of metaphor, it's just, he's really good with painting pictures with his words and also with his voice, which doesn't have to do with the literature stuff, but his voice is so good. I've often said that I hope at some point he does some sort of voice acting, and not just as, like, a character version of J-Hope, but, like, from seeing him do the voice acting from that one Run BTS episode,
우파살 죽여? 바로 그거야.
and also the stuff that they did for Yoongi's B-Lives during the pandemic, I can just tell that, and also with his sound effects and everything, I can just tell that he would be amazing at that. So I really hope that at some point he does something with that, because I feel like it would be such a travesty for the voice acting world if we didn't get something like that. Let me see what the next song on the list will be. And the next song is More. Okay, so I've already listened to More, so I'm not going to react to it here. I've already listened to it and read the lyrics. I love it, but it wouldn't be genuine to include that here. We're gonna move on to Stop, which is interesting to me that Stop comes immediately after More. It's like asking for more, and then it's like, wait, no, actually, which, like, same. I totally get that. Let me see if I can find a version with lyrics. I wonder if Stop maybe doesn't have lyrics? Well, I mean, I found a version of it here. I somehow doubt that it's an interlude. Everybody is, like, posting their reactions right now. What happened to the 24-hour rule? Alright, so the version of Stop that I have here doesn't have lyrics. Hopefully we're not missing too much, but let's see. Does Genius have lyrics for Stop? Oh, it does, but they're in Korean. And I wish I were more fluent. Okay, idea. What I'm gonna do is, after I finish listening to Stop, I'm gonna see if I can understand what's here, and what I don't understand, I will plug into Papago, and we will see if we can garner things from there. It might be completely flawed. We're gonna make do with what we got right now. And here we go. Oh, interesting. Kinda discordant. Very old school. I love his flow. Oh, interesting sampling. He just does so much stuff with his voice. I'm gonna keep saying that. He does. He gets this rasp, and then he just... Yeah. Whoa. It's really interesting that... Is he danger? What's happening in the background? Something that police were called to. That was interesting. There was something that police were called to. And it's very interesting because the song is called There Are No Bad People in the World. The lyrics we have here from Genius are
힘든 게 있어 내 친구에 대해. So
there's difficult stuff about my friend.
가치관 정벽 대립 매일 요청 자연재해.
This is gonna be harder than I thought it would be. So values, personality conflicts, daily friendship, natural disasters. Even though you speak kindly. So you hear a question? I'm sorry, guys. I hope this is interesting. I'm just curious, really. Nah. They're like, maybe it's nah, maybe it's nah, with the other eh. Kisses. No. Because that's like the cute way of writing like a kiss sound. Actually, maybe that is it. Oh. Okay. He talks about trying to hide it. Whoa, okay. Okay, trying to hide everything. Oh. Please stop, don't fight. It's too much. So just think once more. Miko. Oh, to be hateful and cruel. Ah, yeah. I remember Mita, actually. Probably before you're hateful and cruel, like, think. It's like, how is everything similar? How is everything the same? Ah, you can't change your essence. Ah, maybe he's like, I recognize that you can't change your essence, so just be myself. Single grain of faith rules me. There are no bad people in the world. Ah, okay. So don't explode on people. Don't, lose your temper. Don't do that, because just believe in this one rule. There are no bad people in the world. So, 그래, 나도 뉴스는 봐. So, I see the news. Of course, I see the news, too. But what's that? Deadly criminal, 정말 사람이 저래? Is there a real person that's like that? I think it's like you can't be a beast. Ah. Oh, I like that. The conduct of men is worse than beasts, or worse than animals. Oh. Ooh, I had a feeling this song was actually gonna be like this. That it says there's no bad people in the world, but it's actually a commentary on how people are very bad, actually. It's they must be very dirty, right? It says here that's too harsh. I thought it was a human being. Return to being primitive. Yeah, this is a return to being primitive. 다시 그들을 봐. I watch them again. How to the life, like the environment that life has come to be in. What is the part that I'm dealing with? Or what's the part that's dealing with me? I swear to God, if I then look this up in like a second and there's lyrics, I'm gonna scream. I'll rely on you. Naman, just one time. Human supplementary image. Just that once. Please be right. So lately, you know, we're in this like smart world, but not smart. Hange tepan. A large part. Like, it's one big large part that's not smart, I think is what he's saying. Oh, angry non-face-to-face meeting. Sacrificing time problem. Unstable area. So too many virtues. Oyam. I feel like I literally just learned this. Yeah, I did. Pollution. I can't get away from this. Like, personality pollution, it looks like. So it says here, like, unconscious, but I think it's, like, people who are not caring. We came to the world by law of casualty. See, I wanted to look this up because I knew that it was gonna drive me crazy if I didn't, though. I'm taking care of everything. The things that we made. So I think what it's saying is, like, it's a little start, but it's actually a big step. I think it's like, for world peace, we need there to be no bad people. So, like, clean up your act, everybody. Hobie's telling you, you need to clean up your act. You're literally driving him crazy. See, Papako is giving me, the world has changed, there were no bad people. But I don't know that that's what it says. I guess we'll have to wait for, like, official translations, because I'm not great. So, like, don't necessarily go off me. I'm using Papako for half this thing, so... And I believe that that is equal sign. And equal sign, hooray! We have a lyric video for it, so we can go ahead and check that out. Here we go. Just right away. Whoa. Very different for this album. This feels much more like a Hope World thing. Oh, vocal hope. Good. Oh, it works that this comes after the last one. I really like this. It's like, it feels kind of off kilter for this album, but I really still like it. I love his voice. I will continue saying it until the end of time. Whoa. His high notes. He's really been working. And then there's a female backup singer. Maybe Adora, but I don't want to credit everything to Adora because I feel like that just happens too often. I want to see the credits though when we can. Oh, what is this weird ending music that just started coming on? Oh, I really, really liked that. That was beautiful. Again, feels a little off, I'll be honest, for this album and the way it's just been going, but I do really like it. So the next song will be Music Box Reflection. I'm scared. There's a thing here that does say lyrics, but aha, this song is an instrumental. Yes! Okay. Alright. Here we go, guys. Music Box Reflection. Is this the creepy music that was in his... It is the creepy music with the breathing that was in the trailer. Oh, it's creepier with headphones. It's like panning the breathing. Sir. Sir. I beg you not to do this. Like, it's just it's just creepy. I was saying this before that it, not here, but to someone else, that it sounds very, if anyone knows the game American McGee's Alice. Oh my god, it sounds totally like American McGee's Alice. With like the it sounds almost like knife sharpening. Yeah, totally. This sounds like a Chris Vrenna track from American Geese Alice. I loved it, but it was terrifying, and also, I want to say, like, I really, really, really like Equal Sign. Like, as a song on its own, I really, really like Equal Sign, but it kind of feels weird on this album, and it definitely feels weird with the placement, because Stop was, like, dark sounding and angry and frustrated, and this is creepy, but Equal Sign is so sweet and nice, and it's pleading, but in a way that's kind of different from how I would imagine pleading would be done on this album. It's strange. Again, really liked it, but it feels strange a little bit. Let's see what the next song is on the album. What If? Okay, I'm gonna go and see, are there lyrics to... There are lyrics to What If. I am hoping so bad that there is a lyric version of What If out there. I don't want to make you guys have to sit through any more of that. Aha! There is! I'm getting so ridiculously, like, excited about that, because I really feel bad about making you guys sit through me trying to translate and piece together what was going on in Stop. Full screen. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Ooh, also I really like how this got really discordant and, like, dirty. Oh, the rising tension. Oh. Whoa. I really like this. I don't want to interrupt the music, but I'll talk about it afterwards. Oh! The fall. And then here it goes. More tension and anxiety. Oh! Could lose everything. Wow. I love him just unabashedly being like, yeah, I'm swearing. Okay, like, that was so good, because it touched on the things that were being touched on before, and, like, so when touching on the idea of the pressure of being this figure of hope and stuff, there's the question that will inevitably come of, like, why don't you just not do that then? Like, you could choose to not. You don't necessarily, and I think I talked about this previously, but you might not feel like you have that. You feel like everything is riding on you. You could lose it all. Especially, this is his namesake, you know, and he's confessed to feeling tired before, and, like, again, it's exhausting to just be that central figure of hope and light, and, like, if everyone else is down, you have to be that one to bring them up. It's so much pressure. What if you can't do it? What if you can't do it? If you can't do it, it could cost everything. And that is so just, like, it's a nightmare. You can hear it turn into a nightmare. Like, he's like, yeah, so people ask me this, and it's like, how am I supposed to answer? Because, no, I don't feel this way all the time, but I have to. I have to, because if I don't, this is what's at stake. And, like I said, you could hear the tension rising. Aside from it getting discordant, it also, like, there's static, and just gives you this, like, squeezing feeling, this sharp, piercing feeling with the notes that come in, how he starts, like, saying the things louder, and his voice gets doubled, and you could just imagine that this is what he's hearing in his head all the time. He has to keep going, or this. Yeah, can I do that shit? Can you? Like, he's been doing it, but I'm sure there are times where it feels absolutely impossible, and you know, and he feels like he can't open up to people and talk about just how hard that is and how much he's actually struggling because he has to keep this up. And I can't even imagine the pressure, and I respect him so much for being like, I'm gonna talk about this. Wow, how heavy. I like how it starts off with like this really, really simple little ding, 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 ding. Like this really, really simple beat that could be played like with like one finger, and then it just turns into this, and it's like kind of pleasant and simple, and it turns into this like static-y nightmare of anxiety. Let me check what the next song on our list is. Next one is Safety Zone. Okay, and there's another, and I remember seeing the music video of that was there, so Safety Zone. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is another one where it feels strange. If you know, you know. Who is this? I'm gonna check the comments later because I want to see if anyone has any enlightenment on like who this is. I feel like it's gonna be someone that's really obvious, and my brain is gonna be like, hello. Oh, we have another one of these, I forgot. Who's singing? No, nobody seems to really know. Maybe Justin. I was thinking that it kind of actually does sound like Justin Bieber. My actually first instinct was like Bruno Mars, but it didn't quite sound like Bruno Mars. But my brain went, oh yeah, the Silk Sonic thing. But maybe Justin Bieber. He is with Hybe, technically, so it did sound like him. Interesting. But yeah, so basically the summary of most of this album is my man is tired. He really wants you to know like how tired he is. I mean, in a way he doesn't want you to know, right? But like, he kind of has to tell you because he's really freaking tired. Again, this song sound-wise sounds different than the majority of this album, but I guess everything has kind of had a slightly different feel, but this is like a very comfortable sounding song, which is kind of counteracted like with the lyrics itself. What it is sort of like is that he doesn't know where he can go to unwind because he's talking about how he feels isolated. He's had to live this life and had to do this, and God, he hates it, and he's starting to like hate himself, which sucks. And then also talking about how like the people that he could confide in, they're like gone, or they've become bitter with him, and I feel like so bad. They really just need a break. And I've kind of speculated that, you know, I mean, Hobie is excited to bring this to the world, but I also kind of get the feeling that he wanted to be the first one to do solo stuff so that he could just get it out there and then have a break. Because I think he just didn't want the pressure to be, if he didn't go first, he would just be like, oh, it's gonna be my turn soon, it's gonna be my turn soon, gonna be my turn soon, gotta keep writing, gotta keep working, gotta keep perfecting, just all of this in his head. Okay, like, they really like this, that this other member did, and I can't even do that, or, you know, this stops that from even being a thought. Get it out of the way, get it out there, sort of the equivalent of writing a message to your crush, or a friend, like, either a confession to your crush, or to your friend, like, something that you've been upset about, or it's just hard to talk about, and just leaving as soon as you send it, like, because he just wants to get it out and just go. Yeah, he's just been struggling a lot. I feel lonely and different at that moment. It's painful, like there's no ally for me. My life is becoming my own enemy. I'm trying to live in a pace, but I'm squeaking, like I'm trying to shout for myself. It's like this, like, you don't even have a voice to yourself anymore. You can't even scream. You can just make squeaks, because you're so weak at that point. Break a leg, in my zone, I meet people well in the city center. It's like, yeah, and then he talks about, like, hey, oh no, that was in the last song, hey, how you doing? Like, he has to, like, just mingle as if everything's fine. And I kind of, like, I love how his party was swinging, but at the same time, it's exactly this. Like, he had to play the host and hop around very, like, happy and dancey and cheerful, which I'm sure that, like, again, part of that is completely genuine. God, it's exhausting. And he's doing that, and he's showing people this album where he confesses these things, and like all people can say is that it was a fun party. And it's like, I mean, you know, like, it was meant to be, right? It was meant to be. And I think it's meant to showcase that, you know, sort of manipulated in a way to showcase that this is the response that people are gonna have, because this is the message that he wants to send, of like people not seeing the struggles that he's going through, him not being able to let them see the struggles that he's going through, and just having to keep going. Like a tin Porsche. A Porsche being like a luxury car that like everybody wants, but it's tin. It's nothing. It's like, it's cheap, it's not well made, it's like so fragile. I just stamp my feet without meaning. Like, he can't even talk about why he's frustrated anymore. I just feel really like bad for him. Like, there's always this awareness that they have hard times, but like, my God, the last one he mentioned, like, I try to just like believe and like love myself and like they preach to do, and it's not that easy. Again, the feel of this song wasn't quite like working in conjunction with the other songs that we've heard in terms of like fluidity along with the rest of the album, like one song flowing into another. But I really liked it, and again, his lyricism and just his truth. Let me see what the next one is. We have Future, and then that'll be our final song, because I've already listened to Arson. So let's go and see if there's a lyric video out there for Future. Yes! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is a music video for Future! Okay. Okay, here we go. Last song. Ooh. Oh, another, like, kind of strange feel. Very poppy. I like it though. Interesting kids singing in the background. Okay, I think this should have been the last song on the album, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because I feel like it completes things just a little more than Arson did. Arson has the same kind of... So it has the introspection that has been all throughout the album, and it has the indecision of what to do that's in this song. But I just think this is a better note because it has the indecision and the introspection. So you have the introspection of the other songs, and that connects with the introspection of Arson. And the indecision of where to go from here is brought up there. And then this song is all about that indecision of how to continue. Where to go? Do I continue? Do I stop? And that, like, is it okay to stop? It has to end at some point. And this feeling of, like, I don't want it to end, but I do want it to end. And I'm tired, and I want to keep going, but what do? I can't decide. And also it helps that it has, like, a bit of a lighter-hearted feel than Arson. But I do feel like this completes it. This message kind of just ties everything up in a nice, not so neat bow of indecision and question. And like, it's still uncertain. We don't know, you know, all we know is that someday BTS are gonna get back together again and perform again together. And we know that they're gonna perform soon, but I mean like newer stuff or like doing concerts and stuff. We know eventually they're all gonna work together again. But in the meantime, are they just gonna... I think some of them will just go and live quiet lives because they haven't had that. Like, the closest facsimile that they can get to quiet. Because I imagine that while it's scary, and I imagine some of them are gonna miss this terribly if they do that, I imagine some of them must crave it so bad. And need it so bad. So some people, I think, are going to discover that's actually not for me. I can't just stop. And in some ways, that I think for some people that's going to be a thing. I honestly really hope that they all see therapists. I really do. Because I just think that after being in this for so long and having to go, it's going to be so hard for them to just stop even though they need it. For some people... the idea of feeling like, no, I gotta get back to that, is actually just not gonna be very healthy, and they'll need to learn that that's, like, why do they want to go back? Do they want to go back because it's familiar? It's just, they'll need to discuss things. Some people will just want to go back, and it'll be fine to go back, and just need, like, a little bit of time, and some people need to just rest. God, like, this is... So it's 10 years, it's 9 years that we've seen. 10 years all together, and even more for some members for when they were training and living together, and like that doesn't, in some ways that doesn't sound exhausting. Like, oh, you get to live with these awesome people? Oh no. Oh. But God, it's work, and it's having to keep up a front and having to separate your private life from your professional life, and in some ways not even being able to have that private life for so long. Like, that's just so yeah, I just hope that this time serves them all well, and that they all feel free to make whatever decisions regarding what shall ultimately come in the future for themselves, like no matter what that is. And I guess that rounds us out. I also just like the title as like an ending song. It works really well. Future, that just works really well. I guess I'm just gonna die on this hill. But anyway, that's where we're gonna end off today. I hope that this has been enlightening and that you enjoyed, and that I'm so sorry about having to not scrub through lyrics, but like try to translate lyrics live on camera. I'm sorry. I hope most of that doesn't make it into the final video, if this ever comes out. I noticed that this is longer than I anticipated doing this for, so we'll see what happens. But no matter what it is, I hope you enjoy, and no matter what Hobie or any of the other members choose for their future, I hope that they're happy, and I hope that they're at peace, and that they're just able to take a breath and live. This has been an awesome album. I loved running through the songs, and I hope to do this again in the future. If you guys want to see more like that, please let me know. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, because I'd like to hear your feedback. And, obviously it looks nice to the YouTube gods, but... Gobs? See, this is a testament to how late it is, but it looks good to the YouTube gods. It just lets me know that you like what's going on here and encourages me to keep going. So, yeah, just let me know. Have a great night, everybody, and a great day. Whatever time it is there, have a good time. This has been Sky. Bye-bye!